Hello, good evening, and welcome to Ben Shatliff on Sunday. Today is Sunday, June 9th, 2024. I almost forgot what the date was. Welcome to the programme. Now, just to make you aware, if you are just joining us or you're new to tuning in to Ben Shatliff Online, this is the first of 6 consecutive evenings that you'll have my company. So this week we are trialling something different with it being the general election, and we are going to be having Ben Shatliff online each evening at 7:30. That's Monday to Friday. I know we start earlier than that this evening. On the course of the week, as we have the latest political news with the general election campaign, we will be having specific focus each evening on something different from one of the political parties. So on Monday evening, we're going to be looking at the Scottish National Party. Tuesday will be the Green Party. Wednesday will be the Reform UK Party. On Thursday will be the Liberal Democrats Party. And on Friday, we'll be looking at the Plaid Cymru Party. That's the Party of Wales. And we will also be looking, we've already been looking at the Conservative and Labour Party throughout much of the course of Ben Shatliff online during various different stages anyway. We welcomed in tonight with Just a Different Touch. That was one of my beautiful hymn which I sang when I was at primary school a few years ago. Our land is always with, and holy is his name. In a moment, we will take a look at the news stories which are affecting us in the United Kingdom and around the world, and we'll also be summing up what's been happening over the last 7 days in the world of politics, and of course remembering all of those brave people that went out to Normandy on June 6, 1944, just over 80 years ago. And I believe that I've got some viewers. I think my nephews are watching, Josh and Zach, so always a pleasure for anyone that's watching Ben Shatliff online. Right, okay, so let's just, before we do anything, let's just have a look at those news stories by going to the apps like we normally do here on the programme. So go to ITV News first of all, and many people will have been very, very saddened with the news of the death of Michael Mosley, Dr. Michael Mosley. It's the first story which is coming up on the ITV News after it's coming up on all major news. The wife of Michael Mosley pays tribute to wonderful husband. Dr. Michael Mosley's wife paid tribute to her wonderful husband after Greek officials said they found a body in their search for the team doctor and colonist. The body and an umbrella were discovered in a rocky area beside Agia Marina on the Greek island of Cyprus on Sunday morning after an extensive search operation which was led by emergency workers. The 67-year-old ITV personality was last seen by his wife and friends at Argus Nicholas Beach on Wednesday, that's June 3rd, before going for a walk onto the centre of the island. Well, obviously thoughts and condolences with Dr. Mosley and of course his family. The only slight consolation, as we know, kind of tragedy, is that at least it wasn't something where someone was missing for a very, very long time and never heard of again or anything like that. At least we do have some consolation that it was known within a few days. It's very, very sad indeed. Now, as we prepare to head to the polls on July 4th for the 2024 UK general election, we could have been heading to the polls for the European Parliament. Tens of millions of people across the European Union are voting on Sunday in the European Union parliamentary elections that is expected to shift the bloc to the right and redirect its future. War in Ukraine, migration, and the impact of climate policy on farmers and are some of the issues weighing on voters' minds as they cast ballots to elect 720 members of the European Parliament. Surveys suggest that mainstream and pro-European parties will retain their majority in Parliament, but they will lose seats to hard-right parties, like those led by Italian Premier Giorgia Meloni, Hungarian leader Viktor Orban, Geert Wilders in the Netherlands, and Marine Le Pen in France. That would make it harder for Europe to pass legislation and could at times paralyse decision making in the world's biggest trading bloc. And a voter called Mira Simon said in Berlin to ITV News, "I do hope that we still manage to avoid a shift to the right and that Europe will somehow remain united. New lawmakers have a say in issues from financial rules to climate and agricultural policy." And I didn't know that those elections were taking place across Europe today. It shows the difference when a country that you live in is no longer part of the European Union. And all we're hearing about at the moment in the United Kingdom is what's happening here on July the 4th, what's happening in America on November the 5th, but we are aware that there have also been elections in India and, of course, in South Africa last week as well. That moves on there to the next story, again from ITV News, and that is Narendra Modi was sworn in for his unprecedented third term as India's Prime Minister after securing a crucial alliance to gain a majority in Parliament. The grand ceremony, imbued with the weight of history and anticipation, marked a significant juncture in India's political landscape. During the oath-taking ceremony, Modi reiterated his solemn pledge to uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, emphasising his commitment to govern in accordance with the Constitution and the law. And Leeds Rhinos intend to form a permanent tribute to Rob Borough at their heavenly home as they continue to mourn the death of their former player. Borough died last Sunday at the age of just 41 after a 4.5-year battle with motor neuron disease, during which he helped raise millions of pounds for charity. Let's have a look at the Sky News app and just see what else is being done. What else is also in the news? Of course, Michael Mosley is the top story there. And he also mentions there about the cameraman who spotted the doctor of the doctor. It's also breaking as well that the former Liverpool captain and TV pundit Alan Hansen is still seen in hospital. Hansen, who's 68, played 620 matches for the Reds, a number that puts him in their all-time 10. A woman in her 40s has sustained life-threatening injuries after a fairground ride malfunctioned in South London. A man in his 40s has also been treated in hospital for potentially life-changing injuries, the Metropolitan Police said. And a Ukrainian warplane has for the first time fired a weapon that struck a target inside Russia, a Ukrainian military source has told Sky News. The source said a Russian command node was hit on Sunday in the area of Belgorod in western Russia. Belgorod is close to the border with northeastern Ukraine. It was not immediately clear what type of munition was used in the attack, including whether or not it had been a Western weapon. The United States and France recently said the Ukrainian armed forces were permitted to use their arms to strike military targets inside Russia, from where Russian forces are launching attacks against Ukraine. Under new guidance, if approved by President Joe Biden, American munitions can be used on Russian soil to help defend the city of Kharkiv in northeastern Ukraine. Bill Cameron, the UK Foreign Secretary, has been less specific, merely saying it was up to Ukraine to decide how they use British weapons, such as Storm Shadow cruise missiles that could be fired by Ukrainian jets. They are the stories affecting us here in the United Kingdom and Ukraine. and around the world on this Sunday, June 9th, 2024. Put something back there to check and getting the dates right. Okay, so what kind of a week has it been for everybody this week? Well, everybody back at work after the half-term break. And of course, it's just another day in a general election campaign for the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, the leader of the opposition, Sir Keir Starmer, and of course, everybody else who's wanting to try and win a seat in the general election, or even for that matter, to be part of a party that can potentially govern Britain from July 5th onwards for 5 years, or even less, depending on what the outcome of the election actually is. There's been a lot of criticism for the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, one for talking over Sir Keir Starmer during the out-of-the election debate at Media City, which took place on Tuesday, but most notably for leaving the D-Day landing commemorations in Normandy earlier and missing out on the event with the international guests. There was also criticism in relation to saying that under Labour, then everybody would be paying £2,000 of tax. But there's also been criticism as well in regards to the Labour Party with various things as well, where services are saying that yes, they're going to be paying, people are going to be paying £2,000 more. There's also criticism from some Labour parties in relation to the Great British Energy idea and various different things like that. There was a debate on Friday evening with 7 representatives from the various different parties, and Nigel Farage, who is now leader of Reform UK, as well as standing in Captain on Sea, and a milkshake thrown at him on Wednesday when he was launching his campaign. He said the flair of Tony Blair is no flair with Sir Keir Starmer. He also said that the real leader of the Labour Party is Angela Rayner. There's all kinds of various different things that's being said about each of the various different parties by the different ones. But the question is, though, it's okay, all these various different politicians of all sides fighting it out, debating, but the crucial people are the likes of us who are going out there and voting on May the 4th, or on July the 4th, or even before then, depending if you have a postal vote or not. And we have to decide who is going to be best to represent us in Parliament, then leaving the course to represent the country. So will it be another term for the Conservatives, or will it be the return of the Labour Party for the first time in 14 years? If the polls, the way the opinion polls are going, really make it look as if the Conservatives are really going to have a very bad day, then could it be a situation where the Liberal Democrats, as an example, potentially become the leader, they become the main opposition party? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I'm still going to go with the prediction, which I said last year and what I said again last week, that the Conservatives will hold on with a majority of 5, the way it's gone at the moment, though it might end up where they just have 5 MPs. 5 in there somewhere, but we'll see whether or not that alters within the course of the coming weeks. It all depends, of course, what happens. You have a moment, or certainly a few moments, as in the case of the Prime Minister, or can all just be happening at the beginning of the campaign, and then suddenly have a good week and a good week and a good week before then the election finally happens. But the thing is, though, this is something that all of these people have to bear in mind, and that's the fact that those postal votes will start to go out normally a week or 2 weeks before those elections. If a lot of people vote by post, then they could be making a decision thinking, based on what they've seen so far, or people already know who they're going to vote for anyway, which is most likely the case, but they have to look at what they are doing in case that can influence how people are going to vote. of course, also good as well, what's also vitally important is that whoever is advising these politicians behind the scenes, agents or spin doctors or whoever, it's always good to make sure that you've got the correct people giving you the right advice, because if you're getting the wrong advice and you're looking like something is going very, very wrong, then what you don't want to be doing then is things do go wrong and then boom, that's it. As simple as that. You'll wait and see. You also just want to make a point of clear that I'm being completely politically neutral on Ben Shatliff online. I will be voting when the time comes, when I get my postal vote, but what I will not be doing is in any way, shape or form endorsing any candidates or anything like that, or saying, yes, I'll be voting for this person or anything. I will not be doing that. I know exactly how my vote is going to be going. I will not be giving anybody any kind of an indication or any kind of a clue on doing any of this broadcasting. So just to make everybody aware, in the past people have tried to tag me into things. Do not be tagged, tagging me in, or else you will not be allowed to tag. It's as simple as that, because I'm being neutral. If there's any photos with me with any candidates, it's because they have come onto this programme to be interviewed. The opportunity is there. You've got 3.5 weeks in which people can come and get their points across. You can have 2 or 3 people or just a direct interview, simple as that. But I would like representatives from the various different political parties to come on, say what they want to do, say what they think their leader, their government wants to do, and instead of me endorsing you, you endorse me and use this platform and come on and have a discussion. Next Sunday, I will be broadcasting from Media City, so that is a perfect opportunity for people across Greater Manchester to come and be interviewed. Now, we can't have hundreds of people, we've not got that kind of space, but different politicians from the various different parties come and meet me at Media City, get in contact, inquiries at benjamin@shatliff.com. That's inquiries at benjamin@shatliff.com. Now, as I say, tomorrow evening we will be having a discussion about the SNP. We'll be talking about the Green Party on Tuesday, Reform on Wednesday, Liberal Democrats on Thursday, and Plaid Cymru on Friday. If you have something that you want to know about those parties and you want me to try and find out for you, or at least give me an idea of how to try and find out, then drop me an email, leave it within the comments. Now, please, very, very important, we've had quite a few people subscribing recently, which is absolutely brilliant. Please continue to subscribe. Please also like what you see, because the more that we do of that, the more that I can think, right, okay, I can do more of this and possibly then continue maybe doing 5 or 6 days a week doing Ben Shatliff online. So it is very, very important. Now, just before we finish today, I just want to go back to what we discussed on Thursday evening on the special edition of Ben Shatliff Tonight, where we were discussing D-Day. Every year when it comes to June 4, when it comes to June 6, I always think to myself about the events of Tuesday, June 6, 1944, the Allied landings in Normandy. The beaches, the paratroopers, with so many different people that were involved, and even the ones that weren't actually there at the actual time, that had been involved in the planning for months beforehand to make sure they got that right. Very, very difficult decisions had to be made. It could have gone any way whatsoever. If it had all gone pear-shaped, and frankly it didn't, then what would have happened next? That would have, that would have been difficult, very, very difficult, because would there have been the opportunity for another landings at another stage. So we think about those people and we say thank you very much for everything that everybody did there to try to do what they could to help and to free not just the United Kingdom, but to free Europe. Now, I am going to say goodbye. I'm going to leave you as I always do, and hope it's his name. I will see you all tomorrow evening live at 7:30 p.m. where we'll be discussing the SNP. Until then, good night and thank you for joining us.
My soul is filled with joy as I sing to God my Savior. You have looked upon your servant. You have visited your people, and holy is your name through all generations. Everlasting is your mercy to the people you have chosen, and holy is your name. I am lowly as a child, but I know from this day forward that my name will be remembered, for all will call me blessed, and holy is your name through all generations. Everlasting is your mercy to the people you have chosen, and holy is your name. I proclaim the power of God. You do marvels for your servants, though you scatter the proud-hearted and destroy the might of princes. And holy is your name through all generations. Everlasting is your mercy to the people you have chosen, and holy is your name. To the hungry you give food, send the rich away empty. In your mercy you are mindful of the people you have chosen, and holy is your name through all generations. Everlasting is your mercy to the people you have chosen, and holy is your name.